So now, as I said, these 8 laws of health, what we were on our invitation, and that was on the beginning as well. We're gonna go to the nutrition part, which is a huge topic. So we're gonna just try to summarize the most important in nutshells about the nutrition. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is, we all know many things about healthy diet, and we still don't follow. We know it, but we don't follow it. The question is that, what is the reason why we don't do it? Nutrition affects us all closely, because eating is not just only about eating the food we need to sustain our existence, but also about enjoying it. Perhaps this is why most excesses and bad habits I observed in this area. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, was teaching, and is still so relevant, his teaching, when he says, let your food be your medicine. And that's so important, that the food what we eat has to be our medicine. Why? How many people are spending thousands and thousands of pounds on medications, on drugs? And in the same time, we can actually cover that. We can actually save that money if we choose the right food in the right time. Every part of our body needs their nutrients from the food what we eat in order to function properly. Our heart, our lungs, our stomach, and this is such a deep study, science, I would say science, that we all need to explore. What is the best for me? What food actually works the best for my stomach? What food is actually works the best for my heart, in order to prevent sticky, thick bloods. So many people are on blood thinners, and actually by just choosing the right diet, we don't need to use blood thinners. So many people in blood pressure lowering tablets. Why is that? Because the food what they consumed is actually had the effect on them that their blood pressure is not anymore on the right rates. Or our skin, is every part of our body needs their kind of food, and this food, these nutrients, is coming from where? From our diet. Our blood is composed from the diet what we eat. So that's why it's so crucial, it's so important to understand that we are what we eat. And just remember what Hippocrates was teaching. Let your food be your medicine.
And opposite.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because our body is going to be built up what we are using. If we, so many times we can consider that, but healthy food is so expensive, is just, I cannot afford. I've heard that from so many people, that organic food especially is so expensive. I tell you what, I always was picking blackberries in this country because the climate is so good. And last year was the first summer that I decided that I'm going to make jam from these blackberries because they are so nutritious. Every dark fruits, especially berries, dark color, they have amazing properties. They are an abundant source of vitamins, antioxidants. And with my children, they almost grown up, we picked so much blackberries day by day, and I preserved these jams. And I think that's this opportunity is given to everyone, or we can grow our fruit and veg. I also grow, I have allotment, I grow quite a few things, and I encourage everyone to do that because we know what we eat. We need to know what we are eating because it's so important. Especially if the fruits are sun-ripe, organic, and cheap. I didn't even have to pay for that. So I encourage everyone to do that. It's possible. What we just need to find out the ways and to find the opportunities which is coming up to us. The diet of the world's healthiest and longest lived people consists essentially of cereals, vegetables, fruits, legumes, and oilseeds, most of which are eaten raw or germinated. Meat is consumed with little or not at all, and animal fats are completely avoided. So these are the diet of the healthiest people. And let's just compare, how is my diet? But when we go to the shop, there is two possibilities. So we have to be very careful with food industry today because they have to serve a huge population. And what they are doing, they want the products to look good, to look fresh, But what about the quality? Especially, there are very good qualities of bread, very good qualities, but they are so expensive. So I decided for myself, I'm baking my own bread because I buy the wholemeal flour. I also buy white flour because I do it kind of in a half-half proportion. Because sometimes bakers, food industry can cheat. They are selling you a brown bread and you feel that, oh, that's a nice brown bread. And in reality, it has nothing to do with wholemeal grains. It perhaps colored with malt. Malt is also a grain, but it's not wholemeal. This is not wholemeal wheat.
This is deception.
This is deception, yes. Yeah, so again, with rice or with pasta, choose the wholemeal variations because they are white rice, multitudes. The majority of people are using white rice. In my eyes, it's just an empty calorie. I always use wholemeal brown rice. It takes much longer to cook, but I put it in my slow cooker and it's cooked nicely there. I have to tell my son prefers white rice because he still doesn't understand the consequences of eating wholemeal food or just an empty calories. Fruits, again, what I just said, beautiful ripe food. So the fruits what we buy in the supermarkets in the UK, most of them are imported. When they picked up, when it's half ripe, not even any signs of getting ready, but because of
bananas, like bananas.
Because of profit, because of profit, they have to do it. And what type of fruits we're eating? Yes, so these are very important questions. We all need to ask individually, what is important for me? Low quantity, again. What is the problem, one of the main problem with type 2 diabetes people? I have one in my family. They have such a good metabolism that they don't know where is their limit. They can eat so much. So low quantity, again, the amount of food what we eat. So we need to look at the physical work we're doing. We need to look at our age. But I think the next one says that we have to put that all together, that what we are doing, what's our body constitution, what's our age, and what are the sensitivities to my digestive system. One food might be, even if it's healthy food, might be good for for one person, but for me it might not work. For example, just a simple example, garlic. Garlic is onions, garlic onions. They are very important. Eat them as a raw part of in our salad. But not everyone can eat the same amount. For example, some people not tolerating onions so well like others. Or garlic, I can say about myself, I know it's so healthy, garlic, but it goes through my digestive system, takes so long to go through. So I have to be careful with garlic when I eat garlic. Yeah, low balance. Yeah. Again, it's important to eat the right ratio, proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins to be in equal amount in our diet. And then just let's see the food pyramid in the next picture. Food pyramid. So pretty sure all of you have seen that before. This indicates that what should be the proportions of our diet. Fruits, vegetables, let's just start from the bottom, coming up. These should be the main part. Fruits, vegetables, whole grain, carbohydrates. But again, carbohydrates, it means simple carbohydrates, not like when we eat sweet cakes with added sugar, that's pushing up our blood sugar so much. But if we eat fruits, that's gonna give us a balanced blood sugar over the day. So is so important. Legumes, what's legumes are? Is beans, lentils, peas. They are very important in our diet. Yeah. Oil seeds, nuts, quadripress oils, and then and the others in the bit. So the proteins, in the past they used to believe that proteins, we should eat much more protein. When I was a child, as I said, I originate from Hungary. When I was a child, a health visitor came to my parents because they brought me up as a vegetarian. They were seriously concerned that this child is going to be such a protein deficient because it's not eating meat. By today, they realize that we don't need so much protein in our diet, much less protein, and especially plant-based protein can cover our needs. Going back to protein, actually, animal-based protein are so much linked with cancers, tumors. If we look at the countries, the US is one of the countries where they're eating the most animal-based protein, and they have the highest number they have the highest number of cancers because of their protein intake is the highest among them. Again, it's so much details, when, what, how much and how to eat. Don't include vegetables and raw fruits in one meal. These are such an important principles that they are not teaching. They're not teaching this for doctors or nurses to give it on for the patients. Why it's not good to eat vegetables and fruits all together? Because one is alkaline, another is acidic. So different enzyme is used for the digestion. So it's not good to eat them together. However, they seem that they're making nice looking healthy smoothies, and they combining like let me say beetroot with pomegranate, but it's completely different. One is fruits and another is vegetables, different enzyme needed, so we cannot eat them together. Or like a spinach with kiwi, and they blending together, mixing up them. and they're selling it healthy, good stuff. It's good stuff, but we cannot mix them. One is fruit, another is vegetables.
Yeah, we
It's
can,
not,
but it is not healthy.
it's not good because it's actually making a much bigger disturbance in the enzyme, in the digestive system, because the enzymes, what they're using is not the same, is completely different. Yeah, so another good advice, don't overcook the food. This applies especially to soups and vegetable dishes. So it's really, really good to consider these advices.
Sorry, why is not good to overcook the foods? What is the...
Because all the good properties, they are dying. All the good vitamins, antioxidants, they're dying. So we don't need...
Under high temperature.
Yeah, we don't need them to be cooked so much. Actually, the vegetables is healthier if slightly crispy, is slightly crunchy, than so soft that actually you put in your mouth like a broccoli and then it's like a smash, like a puree. So it's better if it's still a bit crunchy, a bit harder to bite. It's much healthier. And it's very interesting, it says it can cause mental dullness due to fermentation. So this is so important. Because we mixing up everything, doesn't matter, mixing up everything, it has consequences. Yeah, actually depression is proven that is the chemical imbalance of the brain. How can we get that? Because all sorts of things are eaten together. The chemicals in our blood is going to imbalance, and then be surprised. And instead of causing treating the problem, we are treating with so many other tablets, which actually makes the case worse. That's a problem. Abundant use of oil is not beneficial. Heated oil loses its value, and burnt oil can be carcinogenic. That's again. People think that, oh, I use vegetable oil, so it's much healthier version. Yes, it is healthier than like animal fat, what they use, like a pork fat is healthier. But what is the problem with the oil as well? For example, the avocado, which is a very good source of fat, everything together, the fiber, the vitamins, everything. In the sunflower seeds, again, fibers, nutrients, vitamins together. But in the moment we separate them, there's no more fiber. Fibers are so protecting for the digestive system when it's eaten. But if we eat loads of, you can be vegetarian and eating so unhealthy. People who are frying, you can fry mushrooms, cauliflowers, buttered, and fry them. But it's so unhealthy.
But this is tasteful.
It's tasteful, yes, I agree. So instead of, it's better to simmer with a little water, and yeah, or just cook them. I cooked them with cauliflower many times, and we got used to it. Just, yeah.
Excuse me, sister. That means it is not good to cook with oil. Or
I mean,
Fried oil.
to fry.
yeah, I mean, it's not very healthy. No. We can fry, and is so tasty, but it's not good for
Can we add
our
oil?
weights.
Can we add oil after cooking?
Yes, we can make like burgers in the oven, And then when it's all done, actually sprinkle or in the oil. That's also one variation. Or we add the oil when the food is ready.
Almost finished.
Yeah. Or there are the new version, the stir fry, or these air fryers. I don't know if this is quite popular now, the air fryer machines that in the kitchen. So they are really good. Okay. Avoid the use of fat. Use little irritating spices. Pepper, mustard, hot pepper, cocoa, cinnamon, cloves, baking powder, baking soda, and vinegar, because they are irritant. They are very, very strong irritant for the body. These spices first excite the gastric mucus and eventually destroy its sensitivity. Yeah. Especially Indians people, they use loads of spices. And not only once I witnessed that the doctors is assessing the patients, and they were Indians, and they're asking the questions, how is your food? How much spice do you use? Because it has effect. It has effect a lot. Yeah. Get used to natural flavors. Use few spices and seasoning. Sorry, we are going quite fast because this topic is quite huge. We would like to cover, and we don't have much time. It says tea and coffee are also irritant. Everyone is using, every household, they're drinking coffee or tea. That is not good. Why? Because they are irritants. They invigorate first. So many people think it's good, but they are wrong. They have no nutritional value. However, research studies come out. They come out that is actually so harmful, and then in a couple of years later, exactly the opposite coming out. They do this with coffee. It's actually good from that point of view. I've read that, not even one research. Says when the effect of the irritants wears off and their unnaturally excited force decreases, the slackness and weakness increase proportionately. So it's actually we are borrowing the energy when we are drinking coffee. Constant use can cause headaches, indigestion, irritability, because the irritants erode the person's vitality. It can become as passionate as drug use. That's so true. So true. Minerals and vitamin concentrates, concentrated proteins, meat substitutes, milk powders also have an irritating effect on the digestive system. So everything which has far to be natural, we need to question. Is it good? And we need to examine ourselves. How is my body is responding? Sugar, again, added sugar on the food, extremely unhealthy. Should only be used in the smallest amounts. Replace with honey or sweet fruit. Yes, but there is another problem, another tendency today. When they say so many Cokes, they say sugar-free. And they have, what do they have instead? Sweeteners.
Zero sugar, they say.
Yes, but they have sweeteners, or they have such chemicals actually which are damaging the brain.
This is worse than sugar, maybe.
It's actually worse than the sugar.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So, like one of the sweetener, aspartame. This is very dangerous because when it's in the body, it's going to be broken down to. I think it's broken down to phenylaldehyde, which is a brain toxic for the brain. And we are surprised why we have so many mental problem, mental health, people affected with mental health. not just dementia, I wouldn't just call dementia, um, loads of mentally affected people among us. When I worked in A&E,
Psychosis, neurosis.
yes, so many people who has problem, anxiety, depression, who are suffering with schizophrenia, mental disorders, such an instability in their mental health. These all can go back for we are eating. Drinking milk and sugar together, especially when milk, eggs, and sugar are present, these three, it can have such an impact on the digestive system, which not
But
so
this
good.
is main content of cakes.
Yes, yes.
How to make
I don't
cake
know,
without.
Sister Ildiko, have some experience or some
Suggestion?
not suggestions, some background knowledge about that, why they are not good. Milk, eggs, and sugar, if it's eaten together, which is all the puddings, cakes, fruit jellies are made like that.
Maybe fermentation.
Yeah,
Stomach.
fermentation.
And yes, mind, you spoke about earlier,
Yeah,
mind dullness.
yes,
And instead of sugar, you can use sweet, stevia.
Stevia.
Do you know?
Stevia.
yeah. Yeah, or now is the coconut flour sugar.
Yes.
These are more expensive alternatives.
We
That's
don't have so many time to speak about replacing products, because there are so many food what we can replace healthier than we use in general.
yeah, that's true. Okay.
That means we can eat cakes without sugar and
Or
milk.
at least one ingredient should be substituted. Instead of milk, cow milk, use plant-based milk like oat milk or almond milk, and if we can use like cane sugars, if possible, cane sugar instead of the refined white sugars. Yeah.
Another suggestion is if somebody eating meat at the moment and it is difficult to give up everything all at the same time, you can change slowly, step by step, what we're speaking about. And for example, if you like so much to eat eggs, you can eat, but not with sugar.
Yes.
Eat
Not with milk.
other potatoes, rice, and so on.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and slowly, everything.
But not
Step-
this combination, sugar.
Yes.
Yeah, this
Yes.
three combination is not good, not good
bad,
at
yes.
all. And then another issue is obviously with the disease which are spreading among the animals. That we know about the mad cow, we know about the swine flu, we know about the eggs are also affected. So many times the question, is it safe to eat, and the way how these animals are kept? Again, if we can get organic ones from something from the farms, it would be much better.
But it's also the food they give into the animals.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And the way how they are keeping the
Yeah,
animals. So it's really a big question. As we see how veganism is spreading today, is so much people, but we have to be again very careful when we are talking about veganism. We need to consider exactly what we are substituting, what we are eating, not just because it's a fashion, or not just because my friend or the community where I am, they all doing, so I also start to follow. We need to think, we need to consider and do our own research. What would be the best for me to substitute? I personally not 100% agree with vegan principles, because vegans not allowed to eat honey, because honey is also classified as animal product. So I personally don't agree with that principles, but I know so many people are following now veganism. Some of them are doing and eating the right balance, but not everyone. One of my colleagues said that if you would see how many people ending up in A&E because they go on veganism, because they don't put the right balance of food on their plate. They just picking up things what they like, what they think is good to eat, and basic elements are missing from their diet.
Sometimes they are anemic.
Yes, yeah, that can be an issue as well, and not just that, is malnourished, because they don't get not just B12, they can be protein deficient as well if they don't eat enough plant-based protein, or if the fat is again, so many issues can come up. So what does it say about cheese? Again, cheese, very difficult for our digestive system to cope with the digestion of hard cheeses with rennet enzyme, because these are coming from animal-based. These are animal-based. Bacterial cultures, mold, fungi, smoking, and blood-forming organs, unable to produce a good blood from them. So although they are very popular, everyone eating, but is hardly impossible for our digestive system to deal with that. That's again, nurses and doctors, they never learning in the uni about that, but the effects what they have on the body, on the enzyme, on our digestive system. Or if we eat cheese, it's important to eat a soft one, not a matured one, because many people are unable to digest properly. Let's see, what is the next point? The salt. Sodium, calcium, all these magnesium salts, our body needs them, and they found in plants. In addition, use a very little table salt, and it should not be refined, but coarse one, granular, and preferably sea salt. However, it is necessary to consume a little salt because it is essential for hematopoiesis. That's again a very crucial topic, because they think that our salt intake is too much. Yes, from one point of view, but from another point of view, salt is so important, but we need to eat pure salt, which is not contaminated. Because if we buy just a simple table salt, they don't put in the ingredients what sort of minerals are added. We need pure, good quality of salt, because we need for the muscles, we need for the heart as well.
Excuse me, which type of salt is better to use? From mine, from how to say? Because they can take from the seawater, or from.
I mean, it's good if the manufacturer put on the ingredients that what percentage they have natrium chloride on that, or what type of minerals the ingredients. Because we, for example, magnesium salts or other salts, we don't need in the table salt, and they are adding, and they don't put the ingredients there. So I bought just recently on Amazon 100% natrium chloride, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. That's 100% sodium chloride. Again, these are so important to consider. Another good advice: if possible, eat at the same time every day. Breakfast should be the most plentiful. That's again, what is the majority of people doing, skip the breakfast because they don't have time for that. And that should be the most plentiful, the richest part of the day. And is again, don't eat at least 2-3 hours before bedtime. Most people are just ignoring that principles. Oh, their tummy is full when they go to sleep, and obviously their sleep is disturbed. When they wake up, they don't feel that they are freshened. They don't feel that they slept enough. Dinner should be light, fruit, rusk, but it's best to leave it out. The functioning of digestion is perceivably time. The stomach can do its most effective work if we follow the regularity. Yes, that's important, regularity. And another thing is if we skip 1 or 2 meals, that makes a good effect on our body. Because as I said in the beginning, our immune system able to repair, able to restore if we give a chance to do it. If we look at the animals like a dog or a cat, when they are sick, they're not going to eat. No, we humans, what we're doing, we push them, or just a little bit, just a bit of yogurt, or just at least a bit of, just one biscuit, actually like begging them, and this poor sufferer is going to accept. Okay, well, let me just eat. That's what we're doing in a hospital as well, with sick people. Refuse lunch, but eaten at least an ice cream. Yeah, so full of with sugar, we're given, but it's eaten. So we're happy. So we tick the box, eaten something. No, if we are sick, or even if we're not sick, prevention, for prevention's sake, is so good to skip one meal, or skip even a daily food. I've just heard in the radio, one of the scientists was sharing, again, public health issues was considered so much. She just said her own experience, her own habits, that he's fasting 1 day in a week because it's so good for the cleansing, for the sake of the digestive system, for our immune system. Our immune system can start to do its work when we're not feeding the digestive system all the time. So actually 1 day a week to do a fasting is so good. It's so good. If we look at, by the end of the day, our go to the toilet, the urine is getting much darker because the toxins started to actually eliminate it from the body. If we look at the tongue, there is a coat on our tongue because the toxins start to getting out. It depends.
Excuse me, but if we are fasting, we can drink water.
Yes, yeah, that's important. Drink water, or drink mineral herbal water, herbal drinks. But don't put any sugar. Don't put any ingredients. No flavorings. Nothing. Just pure water. And then the body able to do its job. It's just we are the one who not letting it to do it because we need to eat. You need to eat at least a biscuit. You need to eat at least a yogurt. But then the detoxification is already interrupted. We cannot even start the detoxification. I remember I've done 8 days fasting, but that wasn't really fasting, I have to admit. It was a fruit and vegetables juice diet, I can call that. So only fresh, raw, freshly squeezed fruit and vegetables. And the second and third day I was there really hungry. But when I reached day 4, I didn't actually feel it. Again, I followed the principle, what we just learned, that we didn't mix fruit and vegetables together. So one day, or perhaps in the morning, I was drinking apple juice, orange juice. In the afternoon, was carrots, beetroot together, celery, or butternut squash, such. But these were homemade. Tomato juice, fresh squeezed. Yeah. So and between them, herbal teas, but again without sugar, no milk, nothing. Just this pure. But again, it's important to find out for ourselves what it works. Again, eating between meals, stop digestion, and then children getting so irritated. It's so difficult to manage children who are eating all the times, and this is a tendency today. Parents allow their children to eat between meals, and they are so irritant. They cannot be handled, these children. They cannot obey. They cannot sit in one chair for a minute because they are, and they be calling them hyperactive. Yes, they are hyperactive because their mental state, their physical state is so much disturbed because of eating all the times. Our stomach we have only one stomach, and our digestive system is very complex. We cannot mess up. As I said, we are free to choose, but we are not free from the consequences. That's why we have to take it very seriously, how we are feeding our families, especially young generations, on the regularity, the type of food, the quality. Everything matters, everything. Yeah, I tell you honestly, we all have different, as I said, we need to find out how my body works. Many times my body prefers to eat twice a day because I can eat so much for breakfast, so much, and I'm not hungry until 3-4 o'clock. And actually that's the ideal, that the stomach has time, 4 hours between meals. But again, we are so different individuals. We need to find out which works for each one of us.
Some people eat only one time per day, constantly.
Yes, constantly, yes. Again, drink water between meals regularly and sufficient quantities, 2-3 liters per day. I was giving for my children, when they were young, when they were small, I was giving to them homemade lemonade, honey and lemon. And when they were bigger enough, like this young girl, I made them to understand that we drink only water. Sometimes, obviously, buy fruit juice, but Coca-Cola never, because this is something that is not even considered, in a list of food and drinks, because it's a composition of chemicals. Yeah, and again, they never taught, nurses, doctors, they never teach their patients, don't drink within half an hour before or during meals. And in what is the customs? The glass of water is there, the drink is there during the meal, because they need it. It's so dry, I need to drink. But we don't need to dilute our digestive juice. No, this is so wrong. This is so wrong. So don't drink before half an hour of food, because it reduces salivation and dilutes gastric juice, which aid digestion. Is actually the digesting process is going to be more complicated, much longer, and then loads of complications. The stomach, before the stomach begins to function, it must be first processed and absorb the fluid. Yeah. To ensure healthy digestion, eat food slowly. It's better to eat less, but chew well. Yes, people tend to eat too fast because of their speedy lifestyle. No time for food, no time to sit down, or in front of the computer, I'm eating. Again, it's so good because we will get the consequence later. Yeah, it is just said that enzyme is the enzyme production, it can be so much disturbed. I think our times is so much. At the end, I would like really to show you some of my new discoveries. So that's why I want to make sure that we will have time enough before 8 o'clock. Don't eat food that is too hot or too cold. And what is the people doing? The majority of people, we like hot milks and we like cold ice creams. Is it good? No, neither of them.
Even for the teeth, I think. No?
Yeah, because the digestive system need to lift up energy to cool down the cold food, to cool down the hot drinks, and then vomit up the cold one. But this is popular. Everyone is doing like that. Should we follow what the majority is doing, or we should just be conscious and do our own research and according to healthy principles? Drinks that are too hot can destroy digesting enzymes. That's quite powerful. Eating should be a time for social discussion and refreshment. Avoid anything that might be burden or excite you. Let our conversation be cheerful and pleasant. So as we said in the beginning, the heart is not just the physical side, but it's also the mental side that is all adding up together. Our diet should be varied. Don't serve the same food day after day, meal after meal, prepared in the same way. As again is important to consider. I think this part I already covered, and I think this is the last slide, if I am right.
Yes, this is last.
Yeah, this is the last slide. Yeah. Now I would like to share with you something which I actually promote everyone to do it. God has given us so much healing herbs, fruits, vegetables. We just need to find them and we need to use them. I don't think I'm going to show you new things in my allotment, loads of dandelion. I'm pretty sure we all know dandelion. Everywhere in the fields, garden. Did you know that this is a super herb? Did you know that? And how we consider it? It's a weed. Let's get rid of that because it's a weed. Do you know what? My daughter is a student in Columbia University in New York, and she sent me a picture which impressed me so much. And I decided I'm going to use dandelion in my salad every single day because this is organic, sun-ripe, and free. I'm not buying I do buy some salads, lettuce from the shop, but this is part of my salad, of my daily salad. And my daughter sent me a picture, a big branch of dandelion. So I have to tell you, every part of these plants is amazing. The flowers are good if we soak them in oil for 6 weeks. I think 6 weeks, and then we sieve the flowers after. Is amazing pain relief for joint pain, muscle pain if we have. The roots of dandelion again is a miraculous properties.
How to do the flower from the flowers?
I've read about that. I haven't tried the flowers. I'll tell you after, okay? I want to talk about the leaves now. So my daughter sent the picture, a big bunch of dandelion are selling in the groceries in New York. Can you believe it? When she sent me the picture over, and there was a price, $5. I wanted this to show you. There's a price and big branch of dandelion they are selling. Do you know why? Because they realize that this is an abundant source of vitamins. God has given us so many simple remedies We just need to use them and learn them. And I have it. It's free. So why would I not use? So actually, the best vitamins what we can find are vitamin A, which is very good for our eye and skin, the dandelion. Vitamin C is overall immune system booster, and vitamin K, which is good for blood coagulation. And not just that, loads of minerals, good source of potassium, very good source of iron, and many more, flavionates, many things. It is amazing. It's a bit bitter, so it's actually very good booster for the digestive system. Is helping trigger to produce more bile, produce more saliva, so the enzyme production for the digestive system is much better. Slightly bitter. This is my salad, what I made at home, and I also brought you some to taste.
Sorry, can kids also eat dandelion?
Yes, of course.
Does
Yeah.
it have any effect on that?
Sorry?
Does it have any effect? A side
No,
effect?
no. Well, is the taste is slightly, as I said, bitter. So what I did, I chopped. These are picked up in my garden, and these are the salads actually I brought for you, so you can taste it. So I have sorrel. Let me just show you. I have sorrel. This is the sorrel. This is like a spinach, but a sour one. These are celery green. Celery green. And I tell you something, I even have stingelnettel, but I didn't bring it here because even my son sometimes complaining, Mom, is stinging my tongue or something. So I said, okay, I'm not putting it into that. Oh, yeah, these are the dandelion leaves. And I think these are the stinging nettle. So in this plate, if we go back again for the plate with the salad, I chopped up everything there.
And this herb we can find just now in the springtime.
Yeah.
Maybe in the summertime not possible to find. Because
It's better in
too
this
major.
area. March, April, May, we can find abundant everywhere.
On the fields.
Yeah, but it's better to pick up. It's better to pick up from the places where it's not a car pollution, no car pollution, because just to avoid that. Just wash it and chop it up. And believe me, in the last couple of days, weeks, I'm using it. And I feel more fresh. I feel more energetic. That's my experience.
Does it help you with weight management as well? Or?
Weight management. For weight management, I don't know, but because I don't have problem with weight issues. But for weight management, I would suggest that skipping up breakfast, the heaviest, the rich meal, lunch is very good, and for dinner, maybe one apple, maybe one biscuit, and that's it. But people today, they're upside down now. Skip breakfast, but we need to get the correct habits. We need. It takes time to introduce new habits. Is not going from one day to another. We need 2-3 weeks to introduce a new habits. Yeah, I think this is the end of my presentation, and now we would like you to actually taste. We made homemade bread, which is again wholemeal flours. That's why I said I also baking. I'm baking sourdough bread. This is with yeast, but it's not much difference. It's the ingredients is different. The wholemeal flour.